You guys, a couple videos ago, I introduced you to my dog and like no one said anything and it made him really upset. So if you can just please just show some sort of love, even just saying like hi dog or like anything, I think would make him so much happier and it would brighten up his day. He's just like so sad that no one said anything. Please just say hi to him. He's having a really bad day. Alright, sorry about that spiel. But you know what? Like, why didn't anyone say hi to him last time I had him on a video? You know what I mean? It's just freaking rude, you know? Anyways, welcome back to the channel, or welcome. Today, we are going to be doing a Q&A. You know, I asked, you guys wanted it, here I am gonna give it to you. So here we go, I have some questions down. I guess, oh, and this is for 1,000 subscribers. I just wanna say thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who's tagged along, who's watched the videos, anything. And if you do watch the videos, but you aren't subscribed, I mean, you may as well, you know what I mean? You may as freaking well. So, first question, I guess I'll answer right now. Do I have a dog? Do I have a pet? I do. I don't know if I would say dog. He's more of like a coyote looking doggy. He is a miniature pinscher Chihuahua mix, and he is just very, very precious. He has the biggest ears, and I just love him so much. He is almost 2. He's turning 2 in December, so give it up for Sochi, everybody. His little head. Okay. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but she's got kind of a new setup, you know, with the bookcase, posters, and I got these lights. You see how I'm changing the color right now? Whoa, that's pretty cool, huh? Anyways, so since I am doing movie-ish type of content on here, I kind of want to go forward with that in the future, so I figured I would answer a couple of questions about movies and what type of movies I like and everything like that. Favorite movie genre? I don't really have a favorite movie genre. I've said this once, I'll say it again. I'll say it until the end of time, but I'm just here for a good story. I don't care what genre the movie is in, as long as it's an interesting, good, well thought out, well written story. You know what I mean? It could be comedy, horror, romance, action, whatever it is. I don't have a preference. I really don't. In terms of my favorite movie, I know that that's kind of a broad statement, and I know that people kind of torn. They don't really want to answer that. They don't have an answer for that. Oh my god, there's just like so many really good movies. I have a favorite movie. My favorite movie of all time, like this movie can do no harm, no wrong for me, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. My all-time favorite movie. There is nothing wrong with that movie in my eyes, but I will say Scream, the very first Scream, is up there. Like, it's right on Willy Wonka's booty. I will tell you that much. I have loved Willy Wonka for eons, it seems like. That's my favorite movie of all time. I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I love everything about that movie. I don't want to talk about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. I don't acknowledge that movie. It doesn't exist. It never happened. Next question. Favorite horror movie? This is another one where I don't really have a favorite horror movie. Since starting the channel, I guess I would say Scream is my favorite horror movie. I loved that movie and I'm so glad I got to watch it with you guys and experience it. But I would say right now that is my favorite horror movie, I guess I would say. Scariest movie I've ever seen. Okay, so I guess this is kind of it kind of depends because, okay, I will say this. Scariest movie I've ever seen was the remake of The Evil Dead in like 2011 or something. And I will say the scariest movie I've ever seen because I was like 11 when it came out, or like 12 or 11, and it freaked me out. First time we saw it, we were outside in the nighttime like for a sleepover, and it was just so scary. I didn't finish it, so I guess I don't know if that really counts. I didn't finish it because I was so freaked out, but I guess that I would say that is probably the scariest movie I've ever seen. Most disturbing movie I would say is Midsummer. I saw that in theaters and I'm actually surprised I didn't throw up watching that movie. It was in the theaters, I was with my sister, and it was just a lot, you know. It was a long ass movie. Like no one that we were with knew how long the movie was. So I feel, I just remember going home and I was like, I don't want to talk. Like me and my sister did not talk to each other. We were just like driving the car, just blank phase, blank stare out into the atmosphere. And I actually did have trouble sleeping that night because of how disturbing that movie was. I couldn't get the images out of my head. And it definitely took a while for me to get over it. So there you go. I will say this too, along with that, or scariest or whatever. Trick or Treat, I just did a movie reaction commentary to that. So go ahead and check that out if you didn't see that already. But I didn't really think at the time when I saw that movie it was scary or that it was gonna leave with me basically after I already watched it. But I was editing the video and I was editing some like scenes from it, and it was like nighttime and I was very wide awake still. And I remember going to bed and I was telling my fiance, I was like, man, I am not tired at all, but I gotta go to bed. He was like, why? You don't have to go to bed if you don't want to. And I was like, okay, fine. That movie freaked me out, all right? I don't know what it was, but like rewatching it and all the gross scenes, like I don't know what happened, but that movie freaked me out. I also drink coffee and I never drink coffee. So I was a little bit on edge already. And I felt like super paranoid and like frantic. So everything was freaking me out. Every little noise was like scaring me. So I don't drink coffee for that reason. Weirdest movie I've ever seen. Again, I don't really know if this counts because I didn't finish it because it was so weird. And take with that what you will. But the weirdest movie I've ever seen was definitely Tusk by Kevin. Oh my gosh, what the heck? He's the freaking guy from Degrassi. What is his name? Kevin Smith. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, Kevin Smith. We love him. He's funny on Degrassi. That was definitely the weirdest movie I've ever seen. My cousins are big movie buffs, and they suggested that movie where it was Halloween. They suggested that movie, and I got all the way up to the part basically where he woke up and he was a walrus, and that was about it. But there was a really long scene. If you guys have seen the movie, I'm not gonna like spoil anything, but if you guys have seen the movie, there's kind of basically the first half of the movie is just this old man telling his life story about like him and this walrus or whatever. And it's really long, and I was like falling asleep. I did end up falling asleep, and then I woke up and then I saw a human walrus. Not my best, not my best waking memory. I will say that much. Yeah, that was the weirdest movie I've ever seen. What do I look for in a movie? I kind of already answered this, but I'm just here for a good story. In terms of a horror film, I love interesting deaths. It's not really that interesting to me if someone just keeps getting stabbed over and over again, if someone just gets shot in the head, whatever. Give me something interesting. That's kind of why, okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and answer the next question with this one tied in together. But my favorite movie franchise, okay, actually, maybe I shouldn't answer that because I don't really have a definite answer. But anyways, it's kind of why I like the Final Destination franchise, because every death, even if they are cheesy and stupid and whatever, the movies are weird, that's kind of why I like them, is because it's the teeniest bit realism, like tiniest bit realistic, to where you can put yourself in that person's position and get actually freaked out. And the deaths were always different, every person, every movie. That's what I like in a movie. That's kind of something that I look forward to anytime I watch a horror movie in general. That's kind of why I like Texas Chainsaw. I haven't finished seeing that movie all the way through. I've only seen like the last 20 minutes, which is kind of sucky, because even if I did watch the full beginning, then it's like I already know what's gonna happen in the end. But I might still watch it and react to it for you guys. But that's kind of what I like for in movies. Interesting deaths, something different every time, movies playing off of each other, characters flowing well together, good chemistry, all that jazz. In terms of my favorite horror movie franchise, I guess it kind of depends like what kind of franchise, like what you would define as a franchise. I'd say like more than 3 movies be that, or 3 movies would be like a franchise. So Final Destination, love Final Destination. I can binge watch that every freaking day of the week. And Saw. I have seen every Saw except for the newest Saw, except for Spiral. So I might do a video reaction to that too because I've seen every single Saw. I love Saw so much. So yeah, that would be like my favorite horror movie franchises. Is those two. It's kind of a tie between. I know they're like completely different spectrums of movie genres and like not movie genres, but you know what I mean, like movie storytelling and different types of movies completely. But I just really like them. All right, what can a girl do? Okay, so I think this question is kind of important because a lot of people will comment on my videos like, of course that can happen in real life. I make a lot of comments and like, okay, can that happen in real life? Is that realistic? Blah, blah, blah. And I think it's important to establish if like when I'm watching a movie, do I establish myself as the viewer or someone in that, or the main character's shoes, I guess. So I establish myself as a viewer or as the character. So I think that's an important question to ask because it definitely changes how you watch a movie 100%, 110%. If you're watching it from the viewer's, point of view, then you kind of don't get freaked out. You know that it's a movie. You know that none of this is real. You can go to sleep at night, basically. And also, if you're putting yourself in the character's shoes, obviously you're gonna be freaked out of your mind, or you're gonna try to figure out ways to, survive, kill the killer, to do whatever you want, escape, all this jazz. So I would say, for me, am I the viewer or am I the character? It depends. It depends how the movie establishes itself. So if it's a movie that's kind of sci-fi, something that's a little unrealistic, like Sharknado or something that would probably never happen, then I'm the viewer, okay? Then I'm watching the movie. But most of the time, I would say I establish myself as a character or in the movie myself because it makes it so much more interesting to watch. Because if you're just watching it as a viewer, you're separating yourself from the movie, then I feel like you can't really connect with the characters. I mean, this is totally my opinion, but for me, I can't really connect with the characters if I know I'm watching a movie. You know what I mean? I have to put myself in that world in order to get more entertainment out of it, basically, is what I'm saying. So with that said and done, I would definitely say it depends, but for the most part, I always put myself in the character's shoes. Okay, so I'm just gonna do quick rapid fire basic questions about myself and that'll be it, all right? I don't want to give out too much information because I really like my privacy. So I'm gonna give very brief answers to these questions. I picked out specific questions that I don't have to give out too much information about. So what's my age? I'm 22. I just turned 22 last month. I'm still waiting for your guys' birthday presents. I don't know if they got lost in the mail. I'm still waiting for that. I figured I would tell you, I don't know why this is important, but just so you guys know for future reference, I'm 5'2". Favorite color? Green. I know it looks like I'm pointing to this thing. Green. Green's my favorite color. Green can do no wrong. Even if it's a booger, throw up green. I'm like, I like that green. I like the color green. I don't know why. Favorite book. This is the same thing. People say they don't have a favorite book, movie, color, whatever. I do. My favorite book is Secret Life of Bees. If you haven't read it, read it right now. It's the perfect book. Anytime I'm in a slump, I just read it. I read books the same way I watch movies. I put myself in that universe. So I read it and it just revitalizes my mind, body, and soul. Biggest fear. I always say this when someone asks me, but now that I've grown up a little bit, I don't really think that this scares me anymore. But I will say, just to answer the question and just to get some info out there for you guys, but my biggest fear is anything that crawls. So to define that, if I see like a spider or a bug, to me, that's not really them crawling because that's how they walk. You know what I mean? It's not them crawling because they have 8 legs and they need the 8 legs. You know what I mean? Like, that's how they walk. It would be like if a human was using their 2 legs to walk. you know, that's how a spider does its thing. So bugs don't really count for me in that, you know, scenario. It's when things aren't supposed to crawl that do crawl. So I guess when humans crawl, like if you got on all fours and just started crawling to me really fast, I'd probably poop my pants on your face. It would be a mess. I would get so freaked out. I don't know why. I guess I just don't like little things coming at my legs, you know, which is why I probably like the movie Chucky so much, is because that's literally the entire premise of the movie. Am I in a relationship? I mentioned a couple videos ago that I am engaged. Oh my gosh. All right, and last question, why did I start this channel? If you look back at my old videos, I was just doing it for shits and giggles. I was doing vlogs. I was doing basically anything that was entertaining me at that point in life, you know, like anything that I like to watch, basically, I was making that video. And that's kind of why I started doing movie reactions, and I knew that that was gonna be difficult to edit, to get through with copyright, everything, but I love a good story. It's just like anytime I watch a good movie, it's like I'm reading a good book. You know what I mean? It changes my perspective. You know what I mean? It just gives me what I need in that moment. Movies just bring out something in me. It just makes me happy. And I started doing it and people started to like it. And now here we are at 1,000 subscribers. So that's why I do it, to make myself happy, I guess I would say, because I like genuinely watching movies, dissecting them, and commentating on them. And you guys seem to like it too. So that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and do all that jazz. And as always, thanks for watching.